Hey guys, welcome back. And today we are going to be talking about your 100% chance at becoming a millionaire. This is not clickbait. I'm very serious. Obviously, barring any sort of massive financial crash or some sort of crisis or just dramatic change in how the world works, this is really an 100% chance guide at becoming a millionaire. So let's get right into it. I'm making this video in response to a comment that was left on one of my previous videos on how to start investing, where I Love Le Bandit says this. Great video, thank you. Some videos that I would personally benefit from, I'm 18 and new, explaining Roth IRA, retirement accounts, how to maximize credit cards, and then in-depth real estate videos. Thank you for your comment. And look, the fact that you're thinking about this at 18 years old is pretty incredible. You are ahead of 90% of people. This is a small little tangent, but one of the incredible things about YouTube and these platforms today is that you really are able to learn pretty much anything that you want. And good on you for taking your personal time to set yourself up in the future. This is going to be a multi-part video, and this first question that I'm going to tackle is explaining Roth IRA. So Roth IRAs. A Roth IRA is a way to save money for the future with tax-free growth. So I'm going to break that down and explain that. You put money into the account after paying taxes. So what does that mean? Let's say you make $100,000 a year, and then after taxes, you're left with, let's say, $70,000 a year. You already paid taxes on your income. So the rest of your income, if you decide to put it into a Roth IRA, any interest, dividends, or gains that you make are tax-free. Now, withdrawals, this is kind of the catch. The catch with the Roth IRA is that you cannot withdraw this money without penalties and fees, obviously. You can if you're in a tight pinch, but that defeats the whole point of the account. But you cannot withdraw this money until you are 59 and a half. Now we're gonna break this down. It's pretty incredible how much money you will have in this account by the time you retire if you start at such a young age, like 18. So where do you actually go to open this mysterious Roth IRA? You can go to Charles Schwab, Fidelity Investments, Vanguard. There's a whole bunch of people, Betterment, Wealthfront, SoFi. All of these people will set one up for you. You can go into a place like Fidelity and literally say, hey, I'm 18. I want to open an account. And they will have somebody that will sit with you or schedule a time to sit with you and handle all of it. They will open it for you. They will get everything started. You can download the app on your phone, and then you can just start investing, which is pretty incredible. It's very easy. So you literally just need to go into one of these places and ask. And they're gonna love to set an account up for you, right? Because then they get to hold your money. Yeah, somebody will set it up for you. Once you've actually opened one, there's some rules to understand for Roth IRAs. 18 to 50, you are able to contribute, they just raised it, $7,000 a year. That's a lot of money. So if you are able to hit max contributions, you're able to put in $7,000 a year. Roth IRAs are actually most useful to somebody who is 18 years old. The younger you are, the better it is because you have more time for your money to compound in your account. Which is it's just the nature of the way things work. And unfortunately, most people learn about these things until they're way into their 20s or even 30s, or maybe even never. So it's good that you're learning about this now. At $7,000 a year, let's just assume that it remains $7,000 a year until your retirement age, which is 65 years old, right? You can withdraw at 59 and a half, but let's say you wait till you're 65 to withdraw. This is the compound interest calculator. And you can see that I put the initial investment here as 0, right? Because I'm just assuming you're 18 and you don't have any money. The max monthly contribution that you will be able to do at $7,000 breaks down to $583 a month. Your primary goal, this is a slight tangent, your primary goal, your primary cost, expense, everything should be getting that $583 a month invested no matter what. That should be your primary goal in life. And then you can, everything beyond that is kind of the cherry on top, right? So at 18, 47 years, 18 plus 47 is 65 years old. And then the interest variance range, what this means is basically I put 8.5 estimated interest. So the S&P 500, and I'm going to explain why the S&P 500 is important in just a moment, but the S&P 500 gets you a return of around 7 to 10% a year. So I put 8.5, which is the midpoint between those two, and then a variance range of 1.5. 8.5 minus 1.5 is 7, 8.5 plus 1.5 is 10. So that covers the whole range, and you'll see that on the graph in just a moment. So, and then the compound frequency is annually. Now, you can see in this graph right here that at the low end of that variance range, if you get a return of 7% year over year for 47 years, which would be underperforming the S&P 500's lifetime average, you will have $2.3 million in your Roth IRA. And all of this is tax-free. So you're gonna withdraw it, and that is just $2.3 million that will go straight to your bank account to spend. Now, at the 8.5% future value, we're at 3.725 million, right? And then the 10%, which is not gonna happen, but if it does, you know, hooray, you've outperformed, you would have $6 million, right? So at the low end, you're gonna have $2.3 million, and at the high end, you're gonna have $6.1 million. And realistically, you're gonna be somewhere just north of $3 million. So this is if you invest and max out your Roth IRA every month. Now, this is a very common misconception with the Roth IRA. A lot of people, I actually know somebody personally who has been maxing out their Roth IRA for years, but they haven't been investing the money, right? So it's just, the money's just been accumulating there, gaining no interest. You do have to invest the money once you put the money into the Roth IRA. So it doesn't just magically grow, you do have to invest it. This is not financial advice. This is all just my opinion and my perspective. And you should always, you know, speak with a certified, you know, financial advisor before you make any financial decisions. And people at Fidelity can help you with that, or Charles Schwab or one of these other banks. But when you put your money into this Roth IRA, you should buy index funds. So I personally, again, this is just my opinion and my perspective, I personally buy what's called the VOO, which is the Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF. The Standard & Poor's 500, or simply the S&P 500, is the stock market index tracking the stock performance of the 500 leading stocks that are traded on the stock exchange, that are listed on the stock exchange. So why do you want to buy an index fund? Less than 20% of people that actively trade stocks, that buy and sell at different times and different intervals, outperform the S&P 500. And these are professional investors, right? So it's very tempting when you're young to look at stocks and to want to invest, and you see that chart go up and you go, oh my gosh, I just made so much easy money. But over the long run, the S&P 500 outperforms more than 80% of people that do this professionally, right? And you really want this account to just be your fund that grows for later, for retirement, that you don't even have to think about. So what I recommend is you want to do what's called dollar cost averaging into the S&P 500, or the VOO, right? Which is Vanguard's S&P 500 index fund. I can create a whole different video on why dollar cost averaging is the best way to do it. You form discipline, you have a regular interval that you invest into the market no matter what. So down market, up market, bad, good, whatever, no matter what, you're investing into the market. And you know, this is how you get to that $2 or $3 million or $6 million retirement account. And this is really guaranteed. If you do this, starting from 18 years old, you will literally just be a millionaire by the time you're retiring. So this was just a part one. I'm going to make a part two to this video explaining credit cards, something that I didn't think I would ever really cover on this channel since I'm real estate focused, but I Love LeBandit wants to know, and you know, I'll explain that. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about Roth IRAs or just investing in general down in the comments below, and I will do my best to explain it. I hope this, gave some clarity and some actionable steps that you can take to actually go do this. You can set all of this up in one day, or 1 week max, right? So there's really no reason that you shouldn't at least open this account. And yeah, thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you later.